Hey kids, have you ever been trying to get through a reading passage and gotten to the questions at the end and wondered, how in the world am I going to go back through this long passage and find these answers? Well, I'm going to teach you a strategy that can make this really quick and easy. So stay tuned. I think this is really going to help you out. You can actually click the link in the description box below and go grab yourself a copy so that you can follow along. All right, here's the beginning of the passage. It's called Jessica the Hippo. Now, the strategy that I'm going to use is we're going to put some notes next to each paragraph. So what I teach my students is to keep a pencil in their hand, read the paragraph, and then just jot down 1 to 3 words next to it that kind of sums up or gives a main idea of what that paragraph is. Not only will it help you find the answers later, but it's also going to keep you on track so that you're actually thinking about what you're reading. Because sometimes we can get to the end of something, and if we were tired or we were bored or we were just not really paying attention, we will be like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I read. So this really helps you focus on what you're reading, so you won't get to the end and not have any idea what you just read and have to read it all over again. So we're going to read this together, and I'm going to teach you this strategy. All right, this first paragraph says, many people will offer their home to a stray cat or dog, but few people would adopt a lost hippopotamus. Most wouldn't even know what to feed it. When disaster struck and a baby hippo got lost, it was fortunate to find just the right home. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start using this strategy. We're going to think about, what is this paragraph mainly talking about? Well, it's talking about the idea of having a hippo for a pet instead of a cat or a dog. So the little words that I'm going to write over to the side are adopt a hippo. And I call these notes on the side, I call them hashtags. It was just a little thing that I came up with my students. It was a word that they could remember. And I just kind of helped them remember that they were going to keep it really short and simple, the way a hashtag is always going to be really short. So they actually put the hashtag symbol there, and then we put adopt a hippo. If you want to pause the video and add that on there, you can. Okay, paragraph 2, here we go. Hippos have their babies underwater. One day, a mother hippo went into the Blyde River in Africa to give birth while the river was flooding. The rushing water moved so fast that it swept the newborn hippo away from its mother. So think about the main gist of what's going on in this paragraph. The mother's in the water, the baby's being born, the baby gets separated from the mother because the river washes the baby down river. So the hashtag that I came up for this one is baby in river. And when I see that, that's going to remind me that that's the paragraph where the baby got moved down river and separated from its mother. So you might think of a better hashtag or note than I did, and you can certainly write that down. These are the ones that I came up with, but sometimes my students come up with ones that I think are even better than the one I thought of. But if you want to write this one down, go ahead and pause it. Okay, paragraph 3. No one knows how far the baby hippo traveled down the river before it washed up on the lawn of Tony Joubert. Joubert was taking a walk. He was surprised to see a baby hippo lying next to the river. All right, let's think. What is the main idea or a simple summary of this paragraph? Well, the words that I came up with kind of relate to this guy finding this hippo. So that's what I put, finding hippo. That's what happened. So if you want to write down that hashtag, go ahead and pause the video and you can get it jotted down. All right, paragraph 4. It's a good thing that the baby hippo was found by someone who could save its life. Joubert was a retired game warden. Look at this little number 1 right here. This is actually linking you to the number 1 down here. It's a footnote at the bottom of the page. And it's going to tell you what a game warden is in case you don't know. A game warden is a person whose job is to protect wildlife. Okay, so now we have a better idea of why this person could maybe save this baby hippo's life, is because his job used to be protecting and helping wildlife, like wild animals. He had nursed many orphaned animals back to health. He knew the baby hippo was very young and weak. He carried the 26-pound animal into his house and named her Jessica. All right, so what's happening here? Joubert has picked up this baby hippo, and now we're thinking that she's going to get some help, and maybe she's going to be okay, even though she's separated from her mother. So the hashtag that I came up with is someone to help, because maybe baby Jessica is going to be all right. So go ahead and get that jotted down. Okay, we're going to look at paragraph 5. Newborn hippos need a special type of milk, and Joubert knew just how to make it. He mixed egg yolks and cream and fed it to Jessica from a bottle. She was very hungry and drank well. Joubert let Jessica sleep on his bed so that he could feed and take care of her throughout the night. Soon, Jessica was healthy. All right, so what's the main thing that's happening in this paragraph? He's helping her, he's taking care of her, she's getting healthy. So I summed that up in 3 words by saying caring for hippo. I could have put caring for Jessica. I could have put taking care and just made it 2 words. So you can kind of play around with it. You just want to make sure that it's focusing on the whole thought of the paragraph and not just one sentence. Like I wouldn't have named this or put a hashtag that was special milk or egg yolks. You want it to be the whole idea and not just one specific detail. So the whole idea is that he's caring for her, and how he's doing that is by making her special milk and letting her sleep on his bed and different things like that. All right, get that jotted down. Paragraph 6. Joubert knew that his experience with animals made him well qualified to care for Jessica. He decided to keep Jessica, and she became an official member of the family. So what's happening here? She's actually becoming an official member of the family, so he has a new pet. He has a pet hippo now. All right, go ahead and get that hashtag jotted down. Paragraph 7. At first, Jessica lived in Joubert's house. She made friends with the family dogs and seemed happy. When she got bigger, Joubert moved her bed onto the back porch. Still, Jessica was able to wander in and out of the house as she pleased. That is, until she started breaking the furniture. So we're thinking about this hippo getting bigger and bigger, and pretty soon she was just too big to be in the house all the time. And so he moved her on the back porch, and she's heavy enough that she's breaking furniture. So we're going to just say that she's growing up. She's getting bigger. She's making friends with other animals in the family, and she's growing up. So get that hashtag written down. All right, paragraph 8. By the time she was 3 years old, Jessica had grown so large that she broke a couch. Soon after, she broke another couch. These people must have a lot of money for couches, I guess. Then she broke a bed. Joubert decided it was best to lock the back door when he went outside. That way, he could be sure Jessica stayed off the furniture when he was not able to watch her in the house. But Joubert made the mistake of leaving the key in the lock. Within a week, Jessica had learned how to turn the key and open the door. Even after Joubert removed the key, Jessica forced her way in. Finally, Joubert bought a super strong security door. Now Jessica comes inside only when invited. Okay, so this was all about keeping her outside and what he had to do to accomplish that because she was breaking too much furniture. So I came up with keep hippo out. You could have summed that up in a little bit different words, but we still want it to kind of include the idea that there's a reason she needs to be outside now. She's too big and she's breaking all the furniture. Okay, we're going to move on. All right, paragraph 9. Hippos are social animals, but no one can tell whether Jessica thinks she is human or thinks the rest of her family are hippos. Today, Jessica is fully grown and spends time with other hippos. Some nights she will wander down to the river to visit wild hippos when they come by. Jessica is free to leave any time, but it seems she would rather stay with Joubert and the dogs. All right, so now she's all grown up. She spends time with Joubert and his dog. She also spends time with the other hippos. So I came up with the hashtag 2 families for this one. Go ahead and pause the video so you can write that down. Paragraph 10 is our last paragraph. Jessica's story has made worldwide news. People around the globe are interested in learning about her. She's appeared in a South African film. She has also starred in an Animal Planet TV special called Jessica the Hippo. Joubert has created a website with information about Jessica, and she even has a fan club. People from all areas of the world enjoy hearing about how Jessica's scary situation turned into such a positive one. All right, so this is all about how Jessica's story has spread all over. So the hashtag I came up with was famous hippo, because now people all over know a lot about her because of these different ways that they have been able to find out. Now we're actually ready to put this strategy into practice by using these hashtags, these little notes, to help us figure out where the answers will be located. Okay, here's our first question. This says, which detail from the selection just means passage, suggests that Jessica is smart? Now, we could just read these, but it's always a good idea to look back at where some of these are found in the passage. So let's see. She has become comfortable with the family dogs. Is her being comfortable, let's see, that had to do with her growing up and making friends. So here it says she made friends with the family dogs and seemed happy. But does that have anything to do with her being smart? No, because a lot of animals will learn to relate with other animals, even other animals of a different species, but it doesn't mean they're smart. So we're going to go ahead and mark that one out. Let's look at the next one. She figured out how to unlock the door. Which paragraph was that in? Oh yeah, maybe this paragraph, keep hippo out, because he had a hard time keeping her outside so that she wouldn't break all the furniture. So let's see. She had a hard time, or she figured out how to unlock the door. So it said within a week. Oh, he left the key in the lock, and then within a week, she had learned how to turn the key and open the door. Does that seem like something that most animals could figure out? I mean, I'm thinking about a big hippo opening a door and realizing that the key had to be turned to do it. That makes me think that might be a way that it's showing that she's smart, but we're never going to pick an answer choice until we've read all of them. So let's look at the next one. She spends time with other hippos. Does that make her smart? Wouldn't all hippos spend time with other hippos and all cats spend time with other cats if they had the opportunity? Yeah, it doesn't make them smart. So we're going to cross that one out. She stayed afloat on the river. Let's see. When she was on the river, she was a baby. Was that something that was smart that she did, or was it just naturally happening for her? She wasn't really controlling it. She was just floating in the river without really doing anything about it. She wasn't swimming or anything, and it wasn't something she figured out how to do. It just happened. So we're going to cross that one out, and it looks like the one we thought was right actually is, because I think it's pretty clever for her to figure out steps to unlock that door. She had to turn that key to open it. So that is our correct answer. And we got to use these hashtags over here to look back to see exactly what was going on with these specific sentences they were mentioning. Okay, let's look at this one. It tells us to look at this diagram, and they've put cause and effect. The cause has an arrow going toward the effect. A cause is something that happens that makes the effect happen. So this cause says, Joubert had worked with animals in the past, okay? Which sentence completes the diagram? So we've got this sentence that's a cause, and we have to figure out which one of these answer choices happened because Joubert had worked with animals in the past. So let's look at actually a couple of spots that may have some more information for us. This paragraph that we put a hashtag someone to help gave me some information about Joubert, like who he was. And then let's see what specific information. It said that he was a retired game warden. And when I look down here at the footnote, I remember that's a person whose job is to protect wildlife. So does that tell me that Joubert had worked with animals in the past? Yeah, I don't think it actually has this exact sentence, but it's kind of the same idea. Well, it's definitely the same idea. So let's see, what else does it tell us? He had nursed many orphaned animals back to health. So this is his work that he's done in the past. He has this experience. Now, what is the effect of him having that experience? Let's read the answer choices. Joubert encouraged Jessica to play with his dogs. Well, him having experience with animals is, I mean, yeah, this is animals in here. So, I mean, I guess we could put a question mark and say, well, maybe, but I'm not sure that him having, been a game warden and nursed orphaned animals back to health really is why he encouraged her to play with the dogs, but maybe he just knew that she needed to have some friends because there weren't other hippos around. But let's keep checking these answer choices. Joubert discovered where in the river Jessica was born. What was the only paragraph that we put a hashtag that had anything to do with the river? It was the one about the baby in the river, right, when she was being swept away. And it never talked about him going back and figuring out where she was born, and that wasn't something that had anything to do with the rest of the story. So that one, clearly, they're just throwing in there to confuse us. It doesn't have anything to do with the story, so it certainly isn't going to be an effect from this cause. So we're going to cross that one out. This one says, Joubert knew how to make the milk Jessica needed. Well, let's find that. Let's see. Where was that at when he was taking care of her? Oh, yeah, caring for Hippo. Okay, so let's see if we can find where it talked about this milk. All right. Newborn hippos need a special type of milk, and Joubert knew just how to make it. He mixed egg yolks and cream and fed it to her. Okay. Why did he know how to make this? What had happened in his life that he would have known how to make milk for a hippo? Because I certainly don't know how to do that. Oh, yeah, it was because he had nursed many orphaned animals back to health. Well, that has something to do with him working with animals in the past, him having nursing them back to health, and then an effect of him having done that he knows how to make this milk that baby hippos need. So I'm definitely going to put a question mark by that one. It sounds like it might be right, but let's look at the last one. Joubert told Jessica's fans about her on a website. Does that have anything to do with him working with animals in the past? Is that an effect of him having done that? No, that's not related. So let's cross that one out. Okay, let's look back at the two that we have a question mark for. He encouraged Jessica to play with his dogs. Did he do that because he had worked with animals in the past? Maybe, but it's probably not the most important thing on here. C says, Joubert knew how to make the milk Jessica needed. Most likely he knew that because he had worked with animals in the past. So I think we're going to get rid of A and we're going to definitely circle C. That one seems like it's the right answer. And we can see there's a definite relationship to him having worked with animals in the past and nursed the orphan animals back to health and him knowing how to help Jessica and make the milk she needed. All right, now this next one, this is where these hashtags are really going to help us out. Which of these is the best summary of this selection? So when you come up with a summary for an entire passage, you've got a lot of paragraphs. And when you write a summary, you're thinking, I want a little bit from almost all of the paragraphs. I don't just want stuff from like the first 3 or 4 paragraphs. I don't just want information from the last few paragraphs. And I don't want information from just maybe 4 paragraphs sprinkled throughout. I kind of need something from almost all of them. So let's kind of go through. And when you find that information, you can just put the number of the paragraph that information came from. And we're going to be able to find it really easily because we've got these hashtags over here. So let's start. Okay, Tony Joubert found a weak baby hippo near his house and decided to take care of her. Okay, well, when did he find her? Oh yeah, it was over here in paragraph 3, finding the hippo. Well, and he wanted to take care of her. Well, I've got caring for hippo here. I've also got someone to help. That's when he first picked her up and realized he was going to help her. So I think that's relating to paragraph 4. So we'll put 3 and 4 on there. And then let's see, with Joubert's help, the hippo grew big and strong. Well, let's see. He cared for her. He made her his pet. It says that he was qualified to care for her, so he wanted to keep her, so we can put 5 and 6. And it's talking about her growing big and strong, which is from growing up. It's from paragraph 7. Then it says the hippo seems to like staying with Joubert. Well, yeah, she does. He couldn't even keep her out of the house. So that's from paragraph 8. She's treated like a member of the family. Yeah, he lets her come and go as she pleases. She gets to spend time with the hippos and spend time with Joubert and the dog. So that comes from 7, 8, and 9. So we've got a lot of these paragraphs where we've got a detail in here. Let's see if these other ones are as good. Tony Joubert decided to keep a baby hippo he found lying next to the river. Okay, well, here's where he found the river. That was 3. And he decided to keep her. That was when she became his new pet. That was 6. So we can say paragraphs 3 and 6. The hippo became friendly with the family dogs. Okay, that was when she was growing up. She started getting along with the dogs. So that was paragraph 7. And now visits other hippos in the area. Oh yeah, that was when she had 2 families, the hippos and Joubert and the dogs. That was 9. So we've got 7 and 9. So we've got 3, 6, 7, and 9. So we've got some stuff from some of the paragraphs, but not as many of them as with this first choice. So I don't think this one's going to be the right answer. Let's look at this one. When Tony Joubert found a baby hippo, oh, he found her. That's paragraph 3. He realized that she needed to be cared for. Okay, caring for hippo. That is when he decided to help her, and then he was going to care for her. That's paragraph 5. Well, let's put 3 and 4 and see what else. He fed the hippo a special kind of milk until she became healthy. That was when he was caring for her. That was when he made the milk. So that was from 5. The hippo became very large and began to break furniture in Joubert's house. Okay, well, keeping her out was that one. So that was 8. So we've got, I guess, 5, I guess 6 because he decided to keep her, and then 8. So we've got quite a few, but we don't have nearly as many as we have in F. Let's look at this last one. When a baby hippo was in danger. Ooh, when was the hippo in danger? I guess when she was in the river, right? So that's 2. She was in danger. She needed help. She was swept away from her mother. Tony Joubert knew just what to do. Okay, he knew what to do. He was someone to help. That's why he decided to pick her up and take care of her. So we've got something from 2 and something from 4. Joubert named the hippo and let her stay in his house. Okay, let her stay in his house. You could say that's in paragraph 5 because that was when he started letting her sleep on his bed. When the hippo grew too large for the house, she slept on the back porch. Yeah, that was when he had to start keeping her outside. That was from paragraph 8. So we've got 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8, but it's not nearly as many paragraphs as we have details from in this one. So that is how you know that this is the best summary, because you've got a little bit of information from almost every single paragraph in the story. And we did that without really having to go back and reread much. We just looked at our hashtags. All right, here's our last one. According to the selection, the problem with having Jessica in the house was that she, let's see, when was there a problem with her being in the house? Oh, let's see. She was growing up, she was getting bigger, and then he was needing to keep her outside. Okay, so keeping the hippo out. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember that paragraph now. Let's see. So the problem having her in the house, she ate food that was not good for her. Did they ever mention her eating anything as a grown-up hippo? No, they only ever mentioned him feeding her with a bottle, and that was exactly what she needed. They never mentioned that this was a problem at all, so we're going to get rid of that one. The problem having her in the house was that she wanted to be left alone. Well, I don't remember her wanting to be left alone, right? She liked the dogs and she became friends with them. And it even talked about how she liked to spend time with other hippos when she was an adult. So that doesn't make sense. She bothered the family dogs. Wait a second. No, she didn't. She made friends with the family dogs. So that wasn't the reason that it was a problem for her to be in the house. She broke things. Oh yeah, I remember that. That's why he had to start keeping her out. Look, she broke a couch, she broke another couch, she broke a bed. Yeah, that was why she couldn't stay in the house. She was just too stinking big, so she was breaking stuff. So it's definitely answer choice D. Well, that's the hashtag strategy. I hope you see how helpful it can be whenever you're taking a test and trying to answer questions. Be sure to check out some of my other videos, and don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know what types of videos you'd like to see in the future. And make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you'll receive notifications when I upload new videos.